Hi, welcome back to the workshop. Today we are looking at Hornby's brand new Coronation cars and Beaver Tail observation car. And Mike, this looks just incredible.
Oh, this is absolutely fabulous set of coaches, and a real credit actually to Hornby for all the work that's gone into these as well. And just actually the finishing and the paintwork on these is incredible.
Yeah, well, I mean, getting in close. I mean, the first thing that you notice, of course, is everything is individually named and numbered and so forth, with the detail at every single window, with the compartments, the tables, the curtains, everything is there's, no matter where you look, and even, of course, the lounge chairs in the observation car itself. This is probably one of the most detailed sets I've seen for a long time.
Certainly in terms of mass-produced ready-to runners, I use the word mass-produced in kind of that loose sense. So it's like we've seen the Coronation coach, they'd been made before a sort of really high-end brush products, which would be 4 or 5 times the price of these. But we've never seen them made for what I would term to be the bigger mass market of modelers. And to see them done to the level they've been done here as well, they haven't just gone and painted the aluminium details on them. They are a whole new process that Hornby invested in to actually do this. And even the interior seating in the Beaver Tail is a whole new process they've never used before as well. So they've innovated as well as generating a really high quality top end model.
And it definitely does work. And the thing that I quite like, and you can see this now as the train is running around the layout, is that the walkways between the carriages, you can't see the gap. It's wonderful.
It is. Yeah, well, there's, again, another area I think where Hornby's put a lot of thought and consideration to this is actually thinking about the modeler now as well. Is actually they put all the parts in there to suit anyone. So as standard, they come with the gangways on the ends, like we've got on the leading end of the coach here. They go onto each end of each pair of coaches. But they're magnetic, so you can pop the ends off and then you can replace them with the replacement section, which basically replicate the rubber streamline that went around the end of each of these articulated coaches, which then on straight track pretty much closes your gap up to virtually nothing. And then because they've got kinematic couplings underneath, the couplings extend and pull out as they go around the corners to allow them to negotiate second radius corners. And then to make that gap even better, they have magnetic and straight bar couplings in each pair of these as well. So you replace the tension locks with the magnets or the straight bar couplings, and it brings your coupling distance right to how it should be.
And it looks amazing. I mean, to my eye, it basically looks like a snake just winding its way along the layout. It's just one continuous, wonderful model.
Yeah, and that's exactly how this train was in the late 1930s on the East Coast Main Line. This was a streamlined train. This was all about speed, about being the fastest to get from London to Scotland. And one of the interesting things about this is actually that the Beaver Tail wasn't designed with a streamlined tail just so it looked nice. It was actually part of the drag reduction of the train to mean it actually required less horsepower to move this train at a higher speed as well.
Oh, okay, so basically aerodynamic at both ends.
It was, exactly. It's all about aerodynamics because it was about trying to make sure that the engine could do the minimum amount of work for the maximum amount of speed to achieve the fastest time from London to Scotland.
You actually have to ask yourself, do you think that the idea for the double-ended HSTs is derived from this?
I'm sure it does. I definitely went into that same kind of aerodynamic thought process with these. The streamlining of trains does have an impact, especially when you're running at high speeds as well. Look at all the Japanese trains and the way they've gone through this massive evolution in the design of the front end of the Japanese Shinkansen trains. This is that starting point. We're Bugatti streamlined on an A4, streamlined Beaver Tail at the rear. You've got that continuous shape all the way through, rubber sections in the gangways to actually make sure you maximise the loss of airflow over the coaches. Side skirts on them all as well. It's like you compare this to the Coronation Scot on the LMS. Whilst the Coronation Scot is a beautiful train, don't get me wrong, I'm not having a go at it at all in the slightest at this point. But it's got conventional underframes. It hasn't got all the side skirts. It hasn't got the same efficiencies that this Coronation coaches would have.
Absolutely. Now, turning to the models themselves, can you actually buy the entire set here? And we do have the entire set, but do you buy it as an entire set? Are they available singularly, twin packs? How is it actually available?
So they all come as a set of individual sets of articulated coaches. So these are all pairs of coaches. Each pair comes in a box. They're articulated so they work together as a pair. It's $149.99 for each pair. And then the Beaver Tail is a separate coach to add on to the end.
So we've mentioned the fact that there's working taillights on the rear of the Beaver Tail, but I also noticed that there's also interior lighting.
Yeah, the whole set is fully illuminated inside. So you've got LED strips that run through the roof of each set of coaches, and that takes its power from the track Again, no need for decoders. It's all designed so it works on either digital or analog control system straight out of the box. Just put them on the track, turn your track power on, and you've got illumination inside your coaches.
So no magic wand for this one?
No magic wand either. So you can't turn them on or off. They're literally, they're on as soon as your track power's on. So with DCC, as soon as they're on the track, they will illuminate. With analog, once you turn the power onto your track, then the lights will come on as well.
Wonderful. Well, I mean, these things just keep becoming jam-packed full of the most amazing functions and features. So when are they available?
Okay, so they are available now. The only caveat I would say with that is actually they have been very, very popular since their arrival. A lot of shops have already sold through of these, but I have done a quick search on the internet just before we sat down to do this video at the very end of December, and you can still find them if you go and hunt around the internet and find different shops that have got them, or perhaps visit your own local model shop as well. Sometimes you find the local shops, they've maybe got a few sets on the shelf as well. But anyone who buys these is going to be really, really happy with them.
Absolutely. Well, look, without a shadow of a doubt, and I'm not even an Eastern fan, but these do look incredible, as I said before. Well, if you are a fan of the Eastern region, and in particular the Need for Speed era, the Coronation carriages, this very well could be for you.
That's right, we've got our full review in the January 2025 issue of Hornby magazine. That's issue 211, which is on sale right now.
Absolutely. And of course, we can see more on Key Model World.
Of course, there's always more pictures there, extra things you can get into if you want to get a much closer look at each of these individual coaches. Thank you very much for watching today. I will see you next time.